What's up, dude?
Hi.
Well, hello to you too.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back.
Yeah,
Or welcome to.
Middle-aged Barbarians. That's
You said it first. I got him.
yeah, you got me. Okay, I'm Eddie,
I'm Eugene.
and we're the Middle-aged Barbarians.
Yes, we are. Welcome.
He got me. Well, we're gonna talk about something that you find controversial, the new terminology, the species.
They published an article on D&D Beyond, and since we've been covering all the new
Changes.
class changes and stuff that they were reporting on, I figured, hey, this is interesting. It's compiled because there's nothing particularly new, I think, but they've mentioned here a bunch of changes to the species in the 2024 edition. So I thought it'd be interesting to kind of talk a little bit and share it. Do you get a chance to look over?
Kinda, yeah. I kind of looked like the two main changes that I found interesting was speed. Everybody got a more homogenized speed, save the Goliath, I think.
Yeah, Goliath is a little bit faster.
But everybody else is the same speed, which is, I don't know. I kind of got really used to the little races being slower, but
This is starting to remind me a little bit of Whose Line Is It Anyway? Yeah, I mean,
The points
size
don't
doesn't matter, points don't matter. Just,
yeah. Which brings us to the other big change: ability scores now are no longer tied to species.
No, but they mentioned that in one of the first videos where it's going to be tied to your background or your backstory. More of how you lived your life is how you
gain your
your
advantages,
abilities and stuff and all that.
which is also kind of odd, but
I mean, it is the new way.
yeah, because you can be a very charismatic Goliath with very little strength.
I mean, I can understand the reasoning is they want you to be able to be any class
With
and
any
any
race.
species.
Sorry, oh, I slipped up. No,
No, it's all right. I'm going to be saying race interchangeably too. I mean, I find it ridiculous to have to change. I'm not changing the way I speak. Sorry, producer. He's looking at me. Yeah, species, races, ancestries. What are other terms that they've used for this? And others, like your legacy or I don't know what they call these.
how you
anymore.
identify? No, that's
So yeah, it's like if you're what was traditionally more of a smaller class would have, certain benefits and certain
Disadvantages.
hindrances.
yeah, of course.
You would either move 20 or 25 feet. You'd have a higher AC because you were smaller to hit. I mean, I remember back when larger creatures had a lower AC and smaller creatures had a higher AC, which is, kind of logical. If you're standing in front of a creature that takes up a space of 10 by 10,
It's gonna be difficult for that creature to dodge.
yeah. On other hand, you're trying to hit a 2 foot tall halfling. That thing's scary.
Indeed,
He's going to be quick. He's going to be dodging.
very
it's
nimble.
So
Or-
they mentioned, if I'm not mistaken, it's 10 classes that will be in the first core book. Some I think have become a staple. Some I'm not really. ASMR, those are like the celestial, like the heavenly.
The heavily descended, yes,
They're the counterpoint to the tieflings.
exactly. They're the good tieflings, so to speak. But tieflings clearly are more popular because
Because Edge.
Yes.
Goliaths. Were Goliaths originally from Eberron?
yes,
That's
I think so. Yes, which is interesting to not have the Warforged, which were the iconic class.
I'm sorry. I just heard a weird noise, like a notification noise. Okay. Sorry, Eddie. I interrupted you very rudely.
No, don't worry about it. We were talking about the Eberron species
setting.
or races, or
I don't see Warforged.
no. And Warforged were really cool.
I
They're
love
really cool,
Warforged, man.
really cool concept, but maybe it's not so universal in fantasy, I guess.
Or maybe it'll be in an up and coming supplemental DLC book.
Probably yes, but if you see the Goliath took the place of the half orc, so I'm guessing that's where
There are no half races anymore,
no.
or half species, which sounds a little weird. Which is kind of interesting, if I'm not mistaken, because that wasn't in the article. You can mix different species traits. Like, let's say it's kind of like a point buy, but instead of for your stats, it'd be for your abilities. And if I'm not mistaken, like there's some abilities that'll cost you 1 point, and some will cost 2 points, and some will cost 3, and maybe you'll have 5 or 6 points.
So you can be a
I
Goliath.
may be something really dumb. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I remember from what I read.
So you could be a half Goliath, half gnome, and
Yeah, you could be a gnome Goliath, and I don't know, maybe just be this giant with connection to the Feywild, and you could be a Goliath illusionist barbarian.
well, the sky's the limit, I guess. Versatility is the name of the game.
Something cool that they're adding to the Dragonborn, because I remember before you would have like your breath weapon, obviously
Based on your color?
on the type of dragon that you are based on, and it would just be a cone. And I think everybody got a cone. They're giving you the option that you can either spit out a cone or you can shoot out a line, like a 30-foot straight line.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean that's power-wise, I guess combat mechanic-wise is good. Dwarves will not be lacking now. They have 30 feet speed, like we mentioned. I think everybody gets a higher range of dark vision, from what I'm seeing. 120 feet.
I'm guessing that's kind of a throwback to low light vision back in the day.
Yeah.
Since it's just the mechanic now, it's only dark vision, so it's different.
But if I'm not mistaken, it was just 60 feet before, right?
Dark vision?
Yeah.
No, always being 120, and some species.
Well, the producer's correcting me, saying that it was always 120. I don't know why I thought it was only 60 feet. Because then I remember that's where that cleric domain of the moon, was that moon
You
domain?
have the ability is always 120, and the ability can improve itself. Like
I don't know if you guys can hear him. Probably not. He's schooling me, as should be. Because I get additions mixed up. I don't know if that ever happens to you.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
So it's kind of cool. Humans, again, seeming a little lackluster. Just not really. I remember, if I'm not mistaken, it was back in 3rd edition. Humans were great because you'd have like all the feats. And they're kind of bringing that back with the origin feats. So maybe we'll see a little more options for like a cooler human class or species for your class.
Yeah, well, I mean, in other settings, they have used like actual human races. In that context, it makes sense to use races. And the races had different abilities, similar to wood elves and all those sort of different types of elves. There were types of humans that had...
Oh, all those subtypes of elves are back. They actually mentioned them.
That's what I noticed, the high elf, the wood elf, so forth, right?
Yeah. Now that you mentioned it, I did write down here. Well, I'll get to this in a little bit. There's the high elf that starts with the prestidigitation cantrip. But then I don't understand what the point is, because they can replace it whenever they take a long rest. So why not just say you start with the cantrip? Am I wrong? Is that not like just really dumb? Just tell me you have a cantrip. Pick whatever cantrip you want whenever you want. Don't tell me I start with something and then, Before they used to have like the fixed cantrip spells, didn't they?
Yes, they had like a very particular ones, kind of flavor-wise, depending on the sort of species.
Depending on the species, of course. The wood elves, they changed something. Mask of the Wild, which I do not remember what it is, was replaced with knowledge of the druid craft cantrip. Rah, rah. But they can't change it whenever they want. They're stuck with that. And then what I think is ridiculous, the drow no longer suffers from sunlight sensitivity.
I mean, it's kind of the big deal. I mean, it's kind of inconvenient for a player character, but it's kind of part of the flavor.
I want to know, because I remember drows used to be very powerful.
Yeah, probably they kind of similar to the... If you remember, I mean, when they were first introduced the Tiefling and the Aasimar, you had to take a level of that to be able to take that as a species. So if the campaign started at 2nd level...
Yeah, I remember there were racial adjustments, level adjustments. Like for the Minotaur, or if I'm not mistaken, even Gnolls had like level 2 racial adjustment.
Exactly, because they had like racial hit die, and they had like a lot of
a lot of perks and bonuses from their species.
Yeah. so forth.
Oh, man.
But yeah, they have changed them a lot to kind of balance themselves out. But yeah. Yeah, the other species I would like to see were the Genasi. I don't know if you remember those.
Yeah.
Based in the elements, that's pretty interesting how you would work with fire and
I mean, there's a couple of missing ones. I don't see Damp Fears. I'm sure that'll come out later or in some other themed product. But I think they covered pretty much all the popular ones for now. And there was like a section there for the art and all that stuff, which we've mentioned before, so it's probably not worth getting into. So I don't know. I'm feeling a little jaded, to be honest, after all this.
yeah, it kind of feels pointless a little bit, or maybe not pointless, but mechanic wise, why not just make them like more lore based? Oh, they're kind of mechanically they're kind of the same thing, but your ancestry is related to the Fae, so you have this sort of thing behind you, and that's that. I don't know. Maybe like you said, we're being too jaded before we try them out, but
Yeah, like I mean, we said before, we're gonna wait until the books come out and actually read what they publish, because I mean, this may or may not be exactly what comes out. I'm sure it is though, because it's
yeah, it's
pretty
kind of
straight from the source. But I don't know. I don't feel hopeful.
well, like we said, it's versatility. So I guess you'll have to put your own sweat into giving it its own soul, in a way.
Well, I don't know. You guys, what do you think? What are your thoughts? Is there anything you'd like to tell us about the changes coming up to the species that you think will be cool, that you think are not cool, that completely suck? I don't know.
What do you think about the terminology change? And yeah, how much, given this so much flexibility, changes the lore or the background in the species? Because I kind of find it a little bit, the fact that you can be a dwarf of any sort of thing without, I mean, the changes to the dwarf kind of made them the sort of warrior-like or species oriented to that sort of class. But now that everything is more open, well, I mean, I cannot picture a society with. It's more difficult to picture a society with that sort of thing behind. I mean, you can picture a society of dancing dwarfs. That's what I'm saying.
I don't want to.
A dancing bardic society.
A traveling trope of dancing dwarfs.
Yeah, there's 7 of them.
Why not?
They're directed by a tall drow woman who no longer has.
Sunlight. We could write that mini adventure. We can publish that. Drow White and the 7 dancing
Drow
dwarves.
Black.
Drow White.
Well, I don't know. We'll have to.
We'll have to check out the legalities of it.
Yeah, because I don't know if you saw this cartoon, which, I mean, you can see it on YouTube. It was just sort of racist. Coal Black. It was a parody of Snow White. Yes, it is a little bit racist, of course.
I have no idea, but I'll look into it.
It's fun in that racist 20s sort of way, but it's interesting that it existed. But it actually broke racial barriers, just so you know. A lot of black musicians in segregated America played in that short, so it's interesting. But yeah, it's
Now, would you say it compares to Wonder Chosen?
it's different. It's way different, but
Don't look that show up.
I mean, you probably use memes cut out from Wonder Sosen, but remember the black kid that says that's racist?
I remember.
Yeah, of course you remember. And the little kid dressed as a fascist.
Yes.
As the most famous fascist, yes.
Kids on the Beat Kids.
Yeah,
That was a
hilarious.
great
good
show.
Good show, yeah.
Anyway, I think we're rambling on too much. Go check out. I'll see if we can get the producers to leave a link to the article if you guys haven't read it, so you can check it out. Leave us your opinions. Leave a
On
like.
everything.
Leave another comment. Share us with your friends. Share us with your enemies, as my theater teacher used to say. He's like, if you like the show, share us with your friends. If you did not, tell somebody you don't like so they can come see us and check us out. Yeah. I miss my theater
And,
teacher.
well, you have all the links to whatever below.
All the social media, all the communications and stuff.
And the Discord, of course, to chat a little bit about.
We hope to see you guys around there.
And remember, as always,
You can rage responsibly. And we'll see y'all next episode. Take care.